Mafia 3 has a new setting, a new hero, and a new open world. But are all these things enough? I'm James from GamesRadar, and joining me for our Mafia 3 review is Dave Horton.
Hello.
Hello, Dave. First things first then,
Yes.
This review is a little bit late.
It is. That's because Mafia 3 review code only went out the day before the game. And it's a really, really big game. So, I've spent about 25, 30 hours with it now, but obviously that had to start pretty much around launch day, so we've been running a review diary to keep you posted this week, but ultimately, it's taken this long to get to the point where I could have a solid verdict on it.
Yeah, okay, so now you've had enough time with it. Everyone's probably heard about the opening and that bit of the game. That bit's great. In fact, you said it's the best opening for quite some time.
It is, yeah. I mean, in terms of the first 4 to 5 hours are generally one of the strongest, smartest, best crafted opening salvos of any sort of action game I've played in quite a while.
So then what happens after that when you get into the open world?
Right. Well, once you get past this initially kind of quite scripted kind of linear section, still in the city, but quite scripted but very much set on kind of character and world building and narrative layers, very much dealing with the issues of the period. Very smart stuff. Then you get to the open world proper. And then consistency kind of falls by the wayside a bit. Because the problem is that, I need to get to the general structure of it, because what you do is, everything you do is focused on Lincoln's main goal, which is to ultimately take over the city racket by racket, and eventually get rich enough to take on the big boys. You do that there's various means. You've always got 3 or 4 options at any given time. It's always a case of, there's this amount of money you need to take off them. Do it like this, so you either kill their enforcers or their clients, or you rob the building sites or whatever, or you take out the gear, steal the drugs, whatever. The thing is, the period, which is most of each racket where you're doing that stuff, is very much based on the same 3 or 4 objectives every single time. And the quality of those varies massively, and you never know. You can choose whichever one you want, but you never know how good it's going to be till you get there. You could have a kind of take out the Enforcer mission, which could be great. You could get into this huge multi-layered warehouse with 3 or 4 entrances and do this brilliant sort of Hitman-style assault with as many different methods as you want. Or you could get there and find it's a back alley with 2 guys.
Right.
And you just lob in a grenade and run away, which, you'll take longer driving there than it takes to actually get it done. And there's a lot of that. It's just maddeningly inconsistent, unfortunately. I mean, when it's good, it's really good, but there's a lot of stuff that just feels like, why am I doing this busy work?
So is there any sort of stealth options in it, or any point to doing the stealth options? I know you've said there's opportunities that you can just sort of wade in and kill the man, and it'll count as a...
See, that's the other thing. The thing that I think makes it more problematic is the fact that this really weird design decision that I cannot get my head around. Where, say, it's just smash the stuff or kill the dude, which is a lot of the missions are that. The second you've done, the instant you've done that, you've won, right? You can die immediately afterwards, you can die while you're doing it, and it counts as a win and pushes you forward when you respawn.
Right.
Which kind of makes a lot of them even more moot, because especially the smaller ones, the game does give you these wonderful sets of multi-layered kind of systems to play with. You've got a really robust stealth system, you've got lures, you've got you've got silence weapons. Like I said, every area, no matter how big or small it is, usually has 3 or 4 ways in, and you've always got different angles of attack. It's set up to be a very strategic play however you want, almost kind of Deus Exy Metal Gear type situation. But because it has this fundamental flaw to the way a lot of these things are put together, a lot of it becomes moot straight away, where you can just charge in, kill just sprint through a bunch of guys, lob a bunch of grenades, know you're going to die, and it doesn't really matter, which makes the whole thing feel a bit more ineffectual. Well, it isn't always like that. When it's great, it does really work, but there's a lot of it feels like filler.
Okay, well, let's go a bit positive then.
Yes.
The driving is good, right?
Oh, see, this is the maddening thing. For as much as the actual level structure sometimes is quite lacking, the actual systems they've built around that to support that stuff is really good. I mean, it's generally got some of the best driving in an open world game I've played ever. I mean, it's built on Mafia 2's setup, which was really good. But it's got this perfect balance between kind of just being arcade enough to let you do really cool shit all the time. And any drive anywhere feels great and looks great. But being demanding enough to make you feel like you're actually doing something as well. I mean, when police chases kick off, the most cinematic, crazy, all the cars in the air, Blues Brothers kind of nonsense, but you can do with this precision where you can thread the needle so easily. It's got some of the most satisfying handbrake turns I've ever played. The actual process, the mechanics are really good, regardless of whether the game actually serves them well or not.
All right, well then let's talk bugs quickly.
Yeah.
We've seen quite a lot of them on the PC version.
Yes.
You played on PS4.
I have.
Are they in there?
Yes. I mean, so far, I've only found weird little quirk bugs, nothing really game breaking.
Nothing as big as like boats flipping out and exploding. And
No, I mean, I've seen weird stuff like, my favourite one was probably the eternally exploding car, which there was one, when I cleared out the brewery, took it over, spawns a car, ostensibly as a vehicle for you later on, but it spawns it 4 feet under the ground and the roof's constantly exploding.
Great.
And the roof's the only thing you can see. I've seen cars drive, like NPC cars driving the road with all doors open. I've spawned in and seen 2 cars parked outside an HQ on top of each other, with brilliantly the NPC dialogue talking about how normal things were getting now.
Right.
It's really weird aesthetic stuff like that, but the problem is because in a lot of games it wouldn't matter, but because Mafia has such a well-crafted sense of time and place, such a really sober, intelligent narrative and brilliant character work, as anything that pulls you out of that world and breaks the fourth wall like that just pulls you out a lot harder, because when it works it's really, really good.
all right, well, let's have a brief mention of AI then, and talking about you know,
Yeah.
pulling you out of experiences and things. You said that they're not that clever sometimes. Like, they lined up to be murdered at one stage.
This is the thing, stealth gets a bit OP at times. I mean, again, in the bigger, like, more challenging environments, it's fine. You know, you are up against it. But in the smaller ones, of which, again, there are many of these, yeah, the stealth assault does tend to make you a bit of a bully sometimes. Like, you've got this thing, it's the standard whistle thing where you hide in cover, whistle for the guy. If there's someone within hearing range, they'll come through the door,
Yeah.
you can stab them up from cover. And you always pull the body into cover as well, so you're pretty well hidden. But when you say you've got a room of like 2 or 3 dudes, they'll only get lured out one at a time, which is, again, it's a weird decision that kind of breaks the whole system a little bit. So you got 3 guys who are all quite close to each other, whistle 4 times, each one will just somehow miss his mate being dragged through the death portal, and keep doing it as well. I mean, it's, again, like bigger missions, it's not as much of an issue, but there are enough small ones where even without any real good gear, you can kind of romp it. I mean, when you get into open combat, it's much better, because they're very aggressive. They will flank, they will push down, they'll call for reinforcements if they get a chance to. But yeah, I mean, stealth does feel a bit OP.
So in summary then, I guess the main point to take away is when it's good, it's really good.
Oh, yeah.
But when it's having problems, it sort of pulls you out a bit.
Yeah,
So do you think it would have helped if it was a bit more like Mafia 2?
I do, actually. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, because obviously they've made a big effort to kind of take on board the criticisms of Mafia 2, because some people didn't like the linearity of that game. It's absolutely at its strongest when it's doing much bigger, directed, more set-piecey kind of linear moments. Like, the opening 4 hours are sublime, like, genuinely wonderful. Like, every major racket takedown ends with a big set-piece mission, like, linear set-piece mission, and some of those are absolutely fantastic. I mean, they vary, but when they're good, they're really, really good. It's just when you get the in-between downtime when you're building up to those moments, which can go on for an hour or 2, it just feels a little bit vague and wishy-washy, yeah.
Okay, so what score are we putting on Mafia 3?
It's infuriating, because when it's good, it's a flat 4.5, but overall, look at what you're going to be doing over the course of playing the whole very long game, it's got to be 3.5.
3.5. Thanks very much, Dave. If you've got any questions about Mafia 3, put them in the comments below. And for more gaming news, reviews, previews, and features, keep it here on GamesRadar Plus.
There's going to be a lot of heat coming down off of what we've done tonight.
You need to relax, Sal.